y'all. Welcome back to episode 8 of Vacancy at Vanilla's. Do I look up my YouTube channel on my iPad every time before I start recording and see what number was the last episode that I posted so that I don't get it wrong again? Yes, because did I get it wrong one episode and I didn't realize until after I posted it? Yes. So this is episode 8, and it's only 8 episodes. I'm not 3,057 episodes in. It's only 8, and each time I'm still like, wait, let me just check to make sure that's the right. That's the number that I'm on, and it is. It's episode 8. So welcome back. Happy Wednesday. It's been a strange week for me here at Vanilla's Villa. There has been not a lot that has happened, but a lot of emotions, a lot of feeling right in here in the heart, in my heart chakra. My heart chakra has been very blocked lately. um, no, I've been really like on edge lately, and I felt like I was kind of like at this like weird boiling point, and I don't even necessarily know why. I think it was because my period was coming and now it's here. Yay! Yay! So I think that's a big reason that that has to do with it. But I worked all weekend. And it was fucking terrible. Thank you for asking. Just being honest. You know, that's just the beauty of the industry. Sometimes it sucks fucking balls, okay? Sometimes it sucks absolute big giant fat nuts. So it was really bad. I worked Friday. Did I work Thursday? Honestly, I don't even remember. I want to say I worked Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I couldn't even tell you. This week was a blur. So I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday that I worked. It was horrible. Um, I left early, and early being an hour before the club closes, like not even late. But I have this one fucking customer that will come at the buzzer beater, like last second that the club is open. And I'm already like halfway home from my drive. And my club is not very close to where I live. So I'm about halfway home. I get a call from my manager. I already fucking knew. I already knew that that's what he was calling me about. I pick up. He's like, yo, your customer's here. I'm like, great. And I'm too late now. I'm like, fuck him. It's too late. So I didn't turn back around. I just kept going. And I went home and I was like, missed out on some money. But you know what? Whatever. You win some, you lose some. Then the next day I went to work and it was also terrible. And then I'm like, well, Friday's got to be good. You know, I'm going to pull a double shift because every now and then I'll do that. I'll work the day shift, take a break for a little bit, couple hours, and then come back, work the night shift. Just fucking thug it out, right? And the day shift was horrible. And the night shift was also horrible. But it wasn't like the worst. It was doable, I guess. Like I was like, ugh, you know, I definitely wanted to have made more money, but it wasn't like I walked away with nothing in my pockets. But for me, it was just not good. I shouldn't say horrible because that Friday was not horrendous. Then Saturday rolls around. And oh boy, what a joy Saturday was. Because I thought I was going to go in there, make $1 million during the day. I did the same thing. I ran it back with the double shift. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's run it back. Because this week sucked. So again, the day was bad. And I'm like, man, when is this shit going to end? This whole week was fucking awful. Like, when does it end? And so my friends, because I have a few, you know, homegirls that work there, and they're like begging me to stay the night shift. I really wanted to go home. I'm like, man, I just feel really burnt out. Like I'm just kind of like at my wit's end here, right? And they're like, no, just stay. Come on, just stay. So, you know, I take a break for a little bit. I go to Target. I walk around, just get some fresh air. And then I go back. And I'm like, all right, you know, what's a given? Let's see. So not to like get into the logistics of my club too much, but basically the way that my club works and a lot of other clubs in California, um, not all of them, but some of them, uh, they take house fees, which most clubs anywhere do. But some clubs make you pay up front at the door. Before you even start working, you have to take money out of your own pocket and pay, right? And then everything after that, like you can keep or you split with the club or whatever. My club, the way that it works is your first VIP goes completely to the house, right? And that's what your quota is. You have to get that first VIP for your quota because we do get paid hourly. So we get a check every week for the hours that we work, which is why they take every night that you're there, your first VIP, they take the whole fucking thing. They're like, actually, we're going to take that. We're going to take that. And usually, if you do a double shift, if you don't hit your quota for the day shift, like if you don't make your 180 quota, they won't even let you stay the night shift because they're like, well, you're working hours and we're paying you and you're not making us money, so you can't stay a double shift. Every now and then when it's really bad and you don't hit your quota, they're like, all right, you could stay, but you have to make the quota for the night or else you'll never be able to do a double again. And that was the case for me on Saturday. But I don't know why, I thought shit was sweet. I'm like, it's going to be easy. I'm going to hit this fucking quota, whatever. So like 10 o'clock rolls around and I'm fucking exhausted. I haven't made any money. I'm at my wit's end here. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. I need to go the fuck home. So I tell my manager, I'm like, listen, can I just go? And he's like, you can go. But, and it's not up to me. And he's like the nicest guy ever. It's not up to him. It's like above him. He's like, if you leave though, that they might say that you can never work a double shift again. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to risk that. And I was just so irritated and just upset and defeated from the whole week that, oh, sorry, Chai is brushing her tail into the microphone. I was just so defeated that I was like, I just started crying. I just started crying in my manager's office, and I never cry at work. I just started fucking crying. And he's like trying to make me feel better. And he's trying to make me laugh, and he's like, no, come on, it's fine, it's fine. He's trying to make me laugh, he's trying to make me feel better, and I'm just like, it's just not fair because we do so much for this club, and we do just this industry. They always take so much from us, and it's funny, but it's not funny because it really is like a truth in this industry that they do take a lot of your money, and they take advantage of the fees that they charge you because they know a lot of girls will just keep coming back to the clubs and working. So they kind of do push the boundaries with what they charge and how much that they could take percentage wise from the money that you are making them. And it's not anyone's fault, like my managers, because it's literally not up to them. It's all like higher, like people that are higher up than them. And these are all people that I've never met before, like these district managers and fucking owners and whatever. I don't know these fucking people. But it's every club, it's every club. There has not been one club that I have worked at that has had like a fair system. Maybe my previous club, that I was at, but you paid at the door depending on what time you got there. If you got there before 9 o'clock, you paid $20, 10 o'clock, 30, and it goes like up $10 every hour. But it was a club where it was more like people would throw ones everywhere, and it was like sections and bottle service and stuff. So you kind of know how much money everyone's making, like each girl. Because if a girl's in a section and they're like, you're like, it's easy to like pocket watch over there. So the managers would get tipped out over there. And if you're making a lot of money, the managers would expect like a better tip, I feel like, because they saw you, like if a girl gets thrown like $2,000, the managers want like a bigger tip. And it's not like they would never like say it or like beg for a fucking tip or like flat out. Like I had never had any issues with it. But I've heard girls like make comments that some of the managers had like said things to them, or just they felt that they were not like being appreciative. I don't know. But yeah, that's just how it is. That's fucking how it is in the industry. If you gotta tip people out, you gotta like pay fucking fees. And that's the thing too. Sometimes you pay the fees and then still at the end of the night, you gotta tip the DJ. You fucking tip managers. You tip you're tipping out, and it's like, damn, like what am I left with? Sometimes that's really how it feels. And listen, if I got it, like I'll share the wealth. I'm a tip who I think deserves to be tipped. But like, no offense, there's like, I'm not tipping everyone in the fucking establishment. Like, if you're not doing anything directly for me, I'm not tipping you. I'm not tipping you. Like I'll tip the bouncers every now and then, like if they helped me. But if you're just doing your job like normally how you should do, why am I tipping every single bouncer that's in here? Like for what? You're not doing like it's one thing if one of them like goes out of their way to do something for me or like tells me like, yo, go talk to that guy, like he's a good or like puts me on or something. Like I just don't understand. And I'm like, bro, what the like this is my fucking money. I'm the one shaking my fucking butt cheeks for this cash. And you guys all want a cut of it? No, but you know, I love everyone at my club, so it's not like it's just it doesn't matter. It's anywhere you fucking go. So I was just at my wits end this week. That's basically all it comes down to. I was just over it and I was fucking crying. I was crying. And then I decided I was like, man, I gotta push through. I gotta fucking muster up the courage to fucking I am God's strongest soldier right now. I gotta I really gotta pull it together because bitch, I like working double shifts. I like working my double shifts every now and then, even though they're fucking tiring. Sometimes I walk out of there and I'm like fucking money bag yo. I'm like, hey, and I make a shit ton of money. So I like to do my double shifts every now and then, okay? Sue me. And I didn't want to lose out on that opportunity. So I was like, man, fuck it. I'm going to have to pull through. So I stopped crying and I was like, well, now what? And I go back out on the floor. My eyes are all red and puffy. I'm like, you want to dance? And, I just fucking pulled through. And eventually, the night's going on and this like older white guy comes in suit, and I've seen him in there before. And there was one other time where he was on his way out and I was on stage and he just put $100 bill on my stage and he was like, you're very pretty. And he just left. So I was like, okay, I know this guy likes me. So I'm going to go talk to him. I'm talking to him for a while and, he's just talking about how his wife and his kids. And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Honestly, I'm so not in the mood right now. And he's a nice guy, don't get me wrong, but we do the little VIP. I get, and that's the thing. I don't even get any of the money from it because it all goes to the house. I literally was doing it just so I'm like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. He tips me $100. I'm like, boo. Not a horrible tip, but I'm just like, damn, like, some of these guys really be like showing their ass with the tip. They, like you can get some good money. And he gives me $100 and we're just talking about his fucking wife the whole time. And I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Like, who cares? You could tell that he thinks that, like, he is just, like, all that in a fucking bag of chips. And he's like, no, he's like, I look pretty good for an old white guy, huh? And I'm like, oh my God, this is why I don't talk to old customers. This is why all of my customers, this is why, literally, I'm not even kidding. This is why my demographic of the customers that come see me and that tend to like me are like 22 to 22 to like 35-year-olds, and they're all like dorky dweeby guys. But that's my type anyway. But that's my clientele. That's my bread and butter. You know what I mean? So I was just talking to this guy and I'm like, man, like, please, I just, whose dad is this? Could someone please come get their fucking dad? And, I made my little quota and then I was like, I am clocking out. We did it, Joe. Like I was just like, I'm out of here. So I left and I went home and I knocked the fuck out. And then Rachel called me the next day and she's like, are you going to come today? And I'm like, are you out of your godforsaken mind? I was like, I need like 3 days away from that place. And that's not even that long of a time. I was like, I need a break. I need a break, please, someone. So I booked a massage appointment for myself. And I went yesterday. And it was just everything. It was everything that I needed. And, I'm a big advocate for taking care of yourself and mental health and, physical health. And I did burn myself out this week. I did. I will admit it. I did it to myself. And sometimes I really like catch myself, and even Rachel says this too. She's like, bitch, sometimes you be in there, like, you be at work acting like you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. And I'm like, you know what? That is real. Like, I really don't need to like stress or go that hard, like sometimes the way that I do, because there are girls at the club that I overhear conversations and they literally, some of them don't fucking know where their next meal is coming from. And like, they have like bills to pay. They're like, I need to make this much money by fucking tomorrow, or this, that, and the other thing. And you just like overhear conversations, and sometimes like girls will tell you things. And I'm like, damn, like don't need to I don't need to work this hard. What am I doing? So this week was like a perfect example of that. That bitch, you don't need bitch, relax. Like bitch, calm down. Slow your fucking roll. It's not that serious. Um and it's December, so like, and I know I literally said, I think in the last episode or the one before that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna work my ass off this month. And bitch, guess what? I tried, and I'm throwing in the fucking towel. I'm throwing in the towel. Christmas is next week. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not really expecting this week to be good, but I mean, hey, you never know. I'm actually gonna go work tonight. Like as soon as I finish this podcast, I'm gonna go work with some of my friends from my club at another club, which is it's a booty club, and booty clubs scare me. And I used to work at a booty club, and for those of you who don't know what that means, it's basically like a club um, where you just kind of like shake butt and they throw ones and there's bottle service, and it's like very like rapper, like when you think of like the clubs that like rappers go to, like it's this kind of vibe. And I get scared at those kinds of clubs because they're very loud, they're overwhelming, there's a lot going on. Um, and I get scared, but I'm like, you know what? I need to change of scenery, even if it's just for a night. Let's just go. Let's just go see what happens, you know? So I'm gonna go over there. I've been in this club before, only like 2 or 3 times. I've tried working there and I hated it. I hated it. And this was like 2 years ago. But I'm like, man, it's run by new people. Apparently they like kind of remodel it or whatever. I'm like, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? So I'm gonna go there tonight and see what it gives. And it's open so fucking late too. The shit's open till like 4 or 5 in the morning. And you know that I am not about to be there until that hour. Once it hits 3 o'clock, mama, I'm out of there. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how how much I get done in those hours. Um, On to our next topic, and this is our hot topic of the week. And I don't think you guys are ready for the things that I'm about to unveil. But I said last week when we were touching on the topic of my manager getting cheated on, I said, you know what? And boy, do I have stories for you about the times that I have been cheated on. And I said, you know, we're going to get into it one day. Not today, but we're going to get into it. And I decided, you know what? Let's get into it today. Let's get into it today. Let's lay it all on the fucking table. I'm going to tell you guys some of the crazy fucking stories of my past relationships. And don't get me wrong, I know that these stories are going to make it sound like, damn, bitch, did everyone do you wrong? The answer is sort of. But not all of my exes are horrible. There are some good ones, very, very few, very, very little, very, very, very few. But there's some honorable mentions, but most of them were not great. And let's also remind ourselves that a lot of these stories were legitimately almost 10 years ago, okay? Almost 10 years ago. Actually, so the first one I'm about to tell you is over 10 years ago. Of the story of my first boyfriend. So let's just get right into it. So I just want to let you guys know, this is a disclaimer, that I'm a changed woman, okay? I'm a changed woman. A lot of these stories are from a very long time ago, and I have learned a lot since then. And I've said it in the past too. I'm glad that I went through these things that I did at a young age, because I'm glad that I'm not a pushover at my grown age now, because I feel like it kind of shaped me to be who I am today, and it prepared me for the life that I live now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, let's paint the picture. I'm in high school. I'm 17, 16 or 17. I'm 16 or 17 years old. I'm a sophomore. I'm a sophomore in high school. So that's like 16, I think. Um, you know, I think sophomore, junior, fucking, I don't remember. I'm something. I see my memory so fucking shit. But I had a crush on a boy that was the grade below me. And guys, it's high school, okay? It was only a year, so don't be in here like, ew, that's so young, bitch. It was a year, okay? It wasn't like a freshman dating a fucking senior, okay? That's weird. So I remember seeing him and being like, he's cute, and he was like on the football team, whatever, and I don't know, the word got back to him. He like adds me on Facebook or something, right? And I'm like, so we're like messaging on Facebook. We all, me, him, and then like two other friends of mine. We are all gonna hang out for the first time. We hit it off. Me and the kids start dating. Young love. This is my first boyfriend. Okay, very young love. I'm his first girlfriend. We're just young and in love. Okay, and we dated for some months. It's like 6 or 7 months into the relationship, and I really had no desire to have sex, or like we hadn't had sex, for damn near a year. And I was like fine with it, and I had no desire to do that. And he was like, "Can we just like, we please, fucking guys." And I was just like, "Okay, I guess." I legitimately could not even pinpoint like the day I lost my virginity. Like I couldn't even tell you what the experience was like. Like I don't even remember like the first time that we ever had. I don't even remember. That's how not memorable it was. But I just remembered that it sucked, and I was not having a good time. And I was like, this. Not that I was having a bad time, but I was just like, this is sex. I was like, man, this shit sucks. And yeah, I just like was not like really in a rush, I guess. But I was like, sure, you're my boyfriend, I guess. Anyway, so we, lost my virginity to him. Same, he lost his virginity to me, whatever. And we dated for a little over a year. And out of like nowhere, he just started like, and he was like a completely nice, normal guy. And then, like, kind of out of nowhere, he started to be like really like, he would say like very like mean comments and like like he never put his hands on me or anything. Like he was just very verbally abusive, and he would say like, and mind you, I was like this thin, like in high school, like in the early years of high school, I was not chunky like I am now. And he would be like, "You're fucking fat, like you're a fat pig, you're a slut." And I'm like, "A slut? What the hell?" Mind you, I have guy friends that I have been friends with since I was like a literal baby. Like some of my best friends in my life still to this day are men, and I've been friends with them since I was a fucking child, okay? Um and he wouldn't like when I would like hang out with them. And I'm like, "These are like my brothers. I don't think you're understanding. Like they come way before you do. Like they've been here since the jump, baby." Like, and he would like, and I'm like young and stupid, so I like wouldn't hang out with them as much. And then he wouldn't even like when I was hanging out with my friends that were girls. And then it was just like anyone, it doesn't matter. Like he didn't want me doing anything. And he would just make all these fucked up comments and all this shit, and everyone was just like, he kind of fucking sucks. And I was like, yeah, but he's like, that's like my boyfriend, like it's just normal. Like I was like, he's just a little jealous. Like I didn't see, like I didn't see it, I didn't get it, and this was really, and I honestly can say the only relationship that I've been in where I kind of like was blinded by that, and I was like really actually unaware that it was that bad. I've been in other relationships that were bad, but I was like aware that they were bad. I was like, this is normal. This is my first fucking relationship. I really didn't know. It's so embarrassing. But I also had a gay best friend at the time that again I was friends with like forever. This was like my ride or die again. Another one of my really 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 best friends, and he lived down the street from me. So I would walk from my house to his house. We would hang out, like cool. And we were so funny together. We would make everyone laugh. Like we would just always be like cracking up, like dying fucking laughing. Like still to this day, like I haven't laughed as hard with someone like then me and him used to laugh together. Um, and we would all hang out. Me, my ex-boyfriend, and him. We would all hang out, like the three of us, and like in group settings at parties. Like my ex-boyfriend was familiar with him. Um, so, and I'm not gonna name any names because people that know me in real life know this story. Um, but I remember there was a day where there was a group chat of like me and my friends, and it was like fucking 6:30 in the morning or whatever time that we wake up to get ready for school. And one of my friends, I'll say his name, Dylan, because he's not really involved in the story. Dylan's one of my best friends. He texts in the group chat and he says, "First one to answer, I'll buy you a coffee." And so I said, me, I want a coffee. So, because that's like the cool thing. Like in high school, if you came in with your coffee, if you came in with a coffee, everyone was like, ooh, like you were like it was like the cool thing, right? So I don't know. He was feeling generous that morning. So he buys me a coffee. And you know how like in high school you go like meet with your boyfriend at the fucking lockers or whatever. So it's like before school's about to start, I go to meet with him. I have my boyfriend, I have the coffee. And he's like, who got you that coffee? Because he knows I wasn't driving at this point. So he's like, you wouldn't have stopped to get it. He's like, who got you that coffee? And I was like, Dylan. He was like, oh, so what? Dylan's like your fucking boyfriend now? And I was like, and dude, I don't know what it was. That was legitimately, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I was like, oh my God, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you so much, but we're done. We're done. Don't ever text me. Don't talk to me ever again. And so, like, that was it. I was like, we're done. I don't want to talk to you. And that was it. I just walked away. And then he didn't text me. I didn't text him. We didn't talk for like 4 days straight, right? Mind you, I had a math class with him. And I know you're probably wondering, how do you have a math class with him if and this was also into the next school year now because we had dated for like a year. So we were into the next school year. I know you're probably like, how are you in the same math class as him if he's a year younger? Bitch, because I'm stupid and I got held back in math because I failed it. So that's why. So we were in the same math class. So I was skipping this class for like a few days because I did not want to fucking see him, right? Also, probably not going to look good on my grades because I'm skipping this fucking class. Looks like I'm never making it out of this fucking math class. Looks like I'm never making it out of geometry 1, okay? So I'm in the hallway one day and I hadn't really told a lot of people that we weren't talking, but it's high school, word gets around. And this girl who I wasn't even really that good friends with, she's in the hallway and she comes up to me and she's like, hey, where's so-and-so, my ex-boyfriend? She's like, because you guys are always together. And I'm like, we haven't really been talking lately. Like, I don't know. And she goes, oh, well, I heard he sucks dick anyway. What? Run that one back? What did you? I literally was like, wait, what did you just say? She goes, yeah, I heard he sucks dick. I'm like, what is that even? And so then I swear to God, like a movie, my gay best friend comes around the hallway and he's like, hey, what are you guys up to? And I'm like, I don't know, but you know, she just said that so and so sucks wiener. So what's that about? And he looks at me and he's like, what the fuck? I don't know. But he kind of looked like a little uncomfortable. And I know this guy like the back of my hand. He's like one of my best friends. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. So this next period that I was about to go to, this next class period, was that math class that I had had with my ex. So my best friend said, just come with me to my study hall, because he had a study hall period. And the study hall, the teachers don't really give a fuck. You can kind of just like free roam. Anyone could go in and out. They didn't care. So I go with him to the study hall, and they're just like playing a movie or something on the TV. And he's sitting behind me, and I remember I turn around because I just felt uneasy about it. And I said, what did she mean when she said that? Why did she say that? And he grabs my hand, and he like, we stand up, he takes me out of the classroom. I'm already like, oh my God, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. Stop. Don't even tell me. And he's like, listen. And I'm already crying. I'm like, oh my God, I already know. I just don't even, what the fuck happened? And he's like, listen, he loves you. He really does. I'm like, oh my God, just spit it out. What did you guys do? And he's like, I sucked his dick. Oh my God. I was like, you what now? And he was like, I know, I never, like, I'm so sorry, da da da. And I'm like, just 1 second, please hold. And I just start running. I just start running to the whole opposite side of the school, which was where his math class was. And he was like, no, please don't tell him, please don't tell him. I'm like this. I'm on a fucking mission. I'm crying. I'm running through the fucking hallway. I get to the math class, right? I'm like out of breath. I'm like, and I knock on the door, and it's like a window. He could see me through the little window of the door. And I'm like, you get over here. You get over here now. And he looks at me and he's like, I'm like, get over here. So he comes out of the class Also, like, why did the teachers just not give a fuck? Like, what would, like, anyway. Because the teacher just let him go. And so he comes out and he looks at me and I look at him and I'm like, so, were you gonna tell me? And he's like, what? Tell you what? And I'm like, look at me. And he starts crying and he's like, I didn't even have to say it. He's like, I just thought if I told you, you would never believe me and you would side with him and you would hate me and you would da da da. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on right now? What is going on? So I'm just so fucking confused and I'm like, okay, I want to know like what happened? Like what the fuck happened here? So I guess that they must have like made up some fucking story. So they made up this story that my ex was sleeping and he woke up to my best friend giving him dome. Okay, so I'm like, that can't be real. But they swore by this story. So I was like, all right, whatever, cool. And then it was so bad because years ago, like this is like over 10 years ago we're talking, like it was not as okay to be gay, you know? I mean it was, but not you know what I mean? As the years go on, more and more stuff is like more widely accepted and you know, people were still like hella fucking homophobic. So word gets around the school, people are like bashing him on Twitter, like my ex and the other and my best friend, like people are just like, it was bad. I literally was like, oh, this is like real cyberbullying, this is bad. So the whole situation was just a fucking shit show. And then everyone was like, you turned him gay. You turned him gay. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? The whole situation just sucked so bad. And I didn't go to school for like a few days, dude. I didn't want to eat. I was like, it was fucking horrible. Definitely like top 5 worst experiences of my life. And then, you know, a few years go by, I get over it, you know, and it's now like laughable. It's a fucked up. It is fucked up that it happened, but I mean, it was so long ago. Like I do not hold any sort of grudge, and it's been like a very long time since I've held any sort of grudge with fucking anyone involved. Um, I forgave all of that a long time ago, and I've moved on a very long time ago. Um, but and then a few years later, back to Dylan, the good old friend who bought me the coffee. Dylan and my gay friend are still cool. They're still cool. So Dylan tells me a few years later, oh yeah, they by the way, they did it like multiple times. Like it wasn't just one time. So I'm like, "Oh, that reopened the wound. Thanks." Great. Wow. Let's just add more to the story. So then I find that out and I'm like, oh great. But at the end of the day, it does kind of make me sad because I really do feel like my ex is I mean, obviously he's curious. And I don't think that he will ever, whatever he identifies as, I don't think he will ever openly be anything but straight. Um, because of like just the way that he lives. He's just very like jock, like, you know, kind of guy. And the people that he hangs out with are just like super close-minded, like fucking people from my hometown. And I don't think that he will ever in a million years ever come out. And I do honestly think that he's going to be the type of guy that gets married and has kids and is on Grinder low-key, and is sucking butts low-key. So I do think that that's literally going to be what he does. If that's not already what, I literally have not checked out. I couldn't even tell you what this guy's relationship status is, but I do know that literally a year after we broke up, he dated another girl for like years. They still might even be together. I have no idea. And she knew the whole tea and everything. And I was like, girl, that is, I don't, girl, I don't know. And I mean, I've dated plenty of bisexual queer men, like bisexual or queer men. And that's not a problem. Like if he literally were to just come out and be like, well, if it wasn't a cheating thing, but if he had like total other scenario, say I'm dating someone, they're just like, hey, I think I'm bi. Okay, cool, great. That's it. And that's it. You know what I mean? And we're still dating. Like, and you can go suck butts if you want, because who cares? I'm all for open relationships. But yeah, like it wouldn't have been an issue. That's not that the issue wasn't that he may be into men. The issue was that you did it behind my back with my fucking best friend. Hello. So everyone was at fault here except me because I'm a perfect angel and I could never do any wrong. So that's definitely the craziest story. But yeah, that was my intro into the dating world. So you can imagine how excited I was to continue to date after. um, but weirdly enough, I started dating another guy like maybe a year after that. And again, he was like a fucking kind of like not as like jock as the other dude, but he played sports. But he was just a total like when they say like Kyle, like a Kyle, like he's just like the type of kid that like punches holes in walls. Like he was like one of those like total bad anger issues. His parents were divorced, and his mom was just like very angry. I've dated a lot of men with very angry moms. Now that I think about it, I've dated a lot of men that come from divorced families that have very angry moms. And yeah, now that I think about it, I will not be dating men like that. But I don't know what it is. I swear to God, almost every guy that I've dated, now that I think about it, almost every guy that I've dated has had divorced parents. What's that about? Any psychologists in the chat? Any therapists? Does anyone know? And I know it's like, what is it, 50% of marriages end in divorce. Almost every guy that I've dated I've dated men that either don't have a dad or their parents are divorced and they like know both of them. But I've dated a lot of fatherless men. And a lot of you men want to talk about fatherless women and oh, you fatherless and the same thing with being a stripper. Oh, fatherless behavior. Bitch, where's your dad? Where is he? Oh, because the last time I heard he went to get milk and he never came back. I have a dad. Not me dad shaming. Okay, I don't mean to dad shame. But like, where's your fucking dad, bitch? And I'm not talking about you guys. You guys, I'll be your dad. Okay? If you don't have a dad, I will literally be your father right now. And I'll take you to your baseball games and we could go play catch in the backyard. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the men that are always talking about women. Oh, fatherless behavior. That's fatherless behavior. But guess what? You're really the fatherless one because every man that I've dated in the past that didn't have a dad, they're like so fucking angry and their mothers, and the reason why their mothers are angry is because the fucking kids drive them absolutely insane. And I couldn't be a single mother. Man, that shit is like not for the weak, dude. So, yeah, but that kid, he was just like, yeah, he would like punch holes in walls and shit. Um and I don't know where the fuck he is today either. Again, I don't really check up on like any of these are like my exes from like, dude, literal high school. And then this is another funny story. So this is a guy that I dated, which was like the first guy that my like family was like, oh, like, I mean, my mom, like, my mom and dad are very like chill. That like, if I bring someone home, they're not like, like they're just like, hey, if you like him, cool, you know. But this guy, my family like particularly liked him, and this is also a very strange thing that had happened. My mom ended up finding out that she used to work with his mom at the same hair salon back when they were both pregnant with the both of us. And then they both had the babies and they would like bring the babies to the salon, babies being me and him, and we like knew each other as babies, which was kind of weird. So my mom was like, "That's so crazy." My mom thought that was the craziest thing. Um and my mom really, really liked this guy. She really was like, I do see you with him. And he was a really good guy, except for when he got a little bit of alcohol in his system, okay? The second a drop of alcohol entered that man's system, oh my God, it was like demon mode activated. He would like the light would come out of his eyes and it was just like glossed over. And he could have one beer and he was just like fucking pissed, man. And alcoholism, ran in his family, apparently. I do remember that. So, that was not good. So I was like, and he wasn't like drinking heavily. It was just when he would drink, he was just a fucking mad, angry, annoying drunk. And so every time he would drink, he was just a problem, and like everyone would get so irritated with him, and he was just like fucking mad. But he was like so like sober, he was like the nicest guy. It was the weirdest thing because usually I feel like a lot of the angry drunks that I know are kind of like assholes in real life, but he was like the sweetest guy, and he was like a really good boyfriend in every other aspect. It was just when he would drink, which was not a lot, he would just be so fucking annoying. So um I go to this concert. It was like the Wiz Khalifa Snoop Dogg tour. I got tickets super last minute. I told him literally the day of, I'm like, hey, I'm going to this concert. And he was like, well, why didn't you tell me? I wanted to come. I could have called off work. And I was like, well, if you want to come, you can come. Me in my head, I was like, I really don't want him to come. That's kind of the reason why I bought the tickets last minute, because I wanted to go with my friends and I didn't want to have to fucking babysit him because I knew that that's how he would get. So I'm like, all right, if you want to come, you can come. So he buys the fucking tickets. He calls off work. We get there. Long story short, I think somebody he had drank something that had like Xanax in it or something. I don't know how the fuck that had gone into his possession. Um, but this was like a next level. Like because I was watching what he was drinking. I don't even know because it was like the man was like drugged or something. Like it was not okay. He was so beyond fucking faded. And in the moment, I was just like, how was he that fucking drunk? But the aftermath of it, I was just like, what the fuck? So we're at this concert, and the way that the venue was, it was a big general admission, like open area, and it was outside. Um, so it's like outdoors. The concert's at like 8 or 9 o'clock. And so we're all going in, and it's fucking huge. There's like so many people there you don't even understand. So you have to really stick together. So when you're entering, you and your friends have to stick together, or else you're gonna lose each other. You have to figure out like where you guys are standing, and like then if you have to go to the bathroom, okay, cool. But you have to figure out where they're gonna be first before you guys do any of that shit. So we're trying to find out like where we're gonna stand, because we would go to this venue a lot. Because we can go see, like, we saw, like, so many major artists for, like, fucking $25 because there was just, the general admission area was just so fucking huge that they would just sell so many tickets for so cheap. Um, and the venue was also an hour away from where I lived. So we drove up, cool, and we're all like holding hands, like me and all my friends and him, and we're all trying to get in this venue, and he's like, I really gotta pee, I really gotta pee. And I'm like, okay, you gotta wait because you have to, like, we have to find out where we're going. He's already pissed me off immensely at this point just from being drunk and annoying. He's like, I really gotta pee, please. And he just breaks his arm away from mine, and he just runs off. And I had a split second where I was like, okay, I could follow my friends and just see what we're at least figure out where we're gonna be, or I could go chase after him. And in my head, I was just like, man, fuck that. He's been pissing me off so fucking bad. He'll fucking figure it out. So I'm like, fuck him. So I go with my friends and we figure out where we're standing. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me call him. Calling him, and he's not picking up. Calling him, I'm texting him, nothing. And the service does kind of suck in there, but I'm just like, 30 minutes goes by, I'm freaking out. An hour goes by, I'm like really freaking out now. I'm like, where the fuck is he? Oh my God, I lost him. So I start texting he has two older sisters. I start texting his older sisters, and I'm like, I can't find him, whatever. He's like, he's lost, he won't answer the phone. And they know how he gets when he drinks. They're like, should we come up there? Like, should we literally get in the car right now and drive it? They know. They were like, we will literally come all the way over there. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Let me just keep looking. So then, and I'm like not even enjoying the concert at this point. I'm just like this. I'm like crying. I'm freaking out. I'm like, where is he? So I'm like, you know what? Let me go look. Maybe he didn't get that far. And at this point, it's dark out, right? So I have my phone flashlight, and I'm just like walking around. There's like so many people. I'm just pushing through like fucking hundreds of people. I'm looking around, and I remember he had on a striped shirt. Okay. So I'm up by the bathrooms where like the porta potties are. I'm like, maybe he just didn't stray too far away from this area. And I'm scanning, and I see someone with a striped shirt kissing someone, and I'm like, no. Then I'm like, wait, wait, wait a second. That's my boyfriend. Wait, that's my boyfriend kissing someone. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go up to them. He's kissing this fucking girl, and I like push him apart. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then her friends, she has two friends, and they run over, and then they're like, wait, whoa, what's going on? And I'm like, bitch, this is my fucking man. What the fuck is going on here? And they're like, well, she's just really drunk right now, and he was trying to help us. And this girl, bitch, I thought he was drunk. This bitch was like, she was like like on the fucking like about to throw up, like passed out, and I'm like, help! I'm like, first of all, does this look like he's helping her? And I was like, and second of all, this motherfucker can't even help himself. Fuck all of you bitches. And I was like, I'm not even gonna start anything with these fucking randoms. I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck all you bitches. Let's go. So I grab him and I just start dragging him out. The concert is like barely even fucking started at this point. It's like Snoop Dogg just went on. And we're leaving. I'm like, we're leaving. You're done. You're done. So I'm dragging him back to the car, and he's like, "What do you mean? I was with you and your friend." He names my other friend. He's like, "I was with you guys the whole fucking time. What the fuck are you talking about?" He's so fucked up. He like genuinely was like, "What are you saying? I was literally with you guys the whole time." And I'm like, "What are you?" I'm like, that was not me. I'm like, I don't know how fucked up you have to be making out with someone and literally think that it's your girlfriend when it's not. I was like, that is not me. And so that's the thing. When he would get drunk, he would never remember how annoying he was. So I had the genius idea to start recording him, okay? And I wasn't like I just was like recording, but I'm holding the phone like as I'm walking so you could just hear what we're talking about, right? And he's yelling, he's getting loud, and he's like just saying stupid fucking shit. And I'm just telling him like, that was not me. That was not me. You were making out with a random woman. Okay, that was not me. We're leaving. And I'm like, I put him in the car and I put him in the back seat like a fucking dog. Okay, I put him in the back seat like a fucking dog, and he's fucking hooting and hollering. I'm driving. We're driving in fucking silence. Okay. And at first he's just like, what the fuck? Like, what are you even saying, man? Like, I don't even know what the fuck is like. This shit is crazy. And he's all like, whatever. He's all like, and then it's silent. It's silent for about like 30, 40 minutes. And then, we're like almost home and I just see him like in the rear view mirror, just like staring at me with like puppy dog eyes. And he was just like, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, just shut up. Please just shut the fuck up. Like, I'm just dropping you off home and then just shut the fuck up. So, yeah. So then I get him home and his sisters are there and they're awake. And it's like, it was late. It somehow, I don't, no, it wasn't late because the concert, it had to have been like 11 or 12 the latest. It was not that late. Um, and we get him home, and and now he's pissed. Now he's pissed because he's like, fuck, I just cheated on her. I ruined everything. And that's what he was pissed about. He was just like, I fucking ruined everything. Fucking. And he punches his fridge, okay? And he puts like a little dent in it. And then they were like, yo, dad is going to beat your ass. His sisters were like, dad is going to beat your ass. Mind you, I'm like, this was freshly out of high school. This was like a year out of high school. Um, and then he just like knocks out. And the way that my mom was always like, she would get mad at me when I would come home really late, so sometimes I would be like, whatever, like I'm just gonna fucking sleep here. And when it came to like certain situations, I would just like sleep at a friend's house or whatever. She would rather me just like sleep at a friend's house than come home super late. She wouldn't like when I would drive really late. Not necessarily that she would not, I don't even know, because she would not want me to sleep at my boyfriend's houses. Like, she was not okay with that. I don't know how I got away with this. Anyway, but I don't know if I told her I was sleeping at someone else's house or whatever the fuck. I probably told her I was sleeping at a friend's house. Sorry, mom, if you're listening. Um, so his sister was just like, just sleep in my bed. Just sleep in my bed with me, and then, like, whatever. Um, and then the next day he had to go to work, dude. He was so fucking hungover. He had to go to work. He was crying. And then that same day they were having like a family barbecue, and me and his sisters were like cool as fuck, right? So the whole day I'm just like chilling. He's gone. I'm at their house. I'm just chilling. Like, he's literally not even there. So me and his sisters the whole day were just like chilling, and we're just like talking. We're like, what are we gonna do? We're like, what are we gonna do about him? And so the sisters tell their boyfriends, and one of them was married, the husband, and then the other one's boyfriend, and then they were like, we are literally gonna beat his ass. So he comes home from work and he has like flowers and a card, and I'm like, oh my fucking god. um and I did feel bad because there was never any singular other instance where I ever in a million years thought he would cheat on me, and he never like gave me any like fucking reason to think that he was like being unfaithful or whatever. But this was just such a fucking weird, fucked up situation. And I was just like, also, mind you, we had booked a non refundable vacation, okay? That was in like 2 months from this date. So I was just like, so I took him back. So I took him back. And then we went on the vacation and it was fun. But then I broke up with him because I was like, man, this shit is just not the same. So I broke up with him. But that vacation was fun. Yep. And yeah, that man. And yeah, I just God, man, just really really not good. And then I dated this other kid, and I'm not even gonna go into detail with this one because this one's just bad, man. This one was just bad. He was just cheating on me with his ex girlfriend a lot, and then the ex girlfriend will be mad at me, and I'd be like, "Bitch, what are you mad at me for, bitch? He's the fucking problem." And then he was a whole nother issue too, but he's like a fucking loser SoundCloud rapper, and he's never gonna make it out the hood. So that's another story. He's the only one that I really hold like a grudge with still, and I don't even really know why. I just like do. I'm just like, man, fuck you, bitch, fuck you. I don't know why I still hold a grudge with him so bad. But this was again also years ago, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That about wraps it up. As far as like this is people that I like dated like boyfriend girlfriend. There's been I've had like little situationships and shit that like have gone south as well, but yeah, man, that was that's the cheating scandal stories. Those are the that's this is the cheating episode now. So now you guys know my whole tea, my whole dating life tea. And Cheyenne's been sitting here the entire time like a good little girl, and now I probably pissed her off by picking her up, and now she's probably gonna want to fucking leave. And I'm so sorry, Chai. And I don't know how long I've rambled on for. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 9:55 p.m.
Okay. About an hour. All right, so we're gonna take some calls. Now that I just literally told stories. This episode, I just told stories. I literally just told stories the entire time, and I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Because now I just put my whole tea on the internet. But yeah, this is the cheating episode, and that's my experience. That's my experience with men. And guys, also I wanted to also say really quickly, I had a dream about my ex last night, my most recent ex, and it made me kind of sad because I've been like completely over him and I haven't been missing him. But I had a dream about him last night, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it did make me upset because in the dream, like some girl was like, is he ever just gonna like text her and tell her that he misses her? Or he's just gonna keep pretending like he doesn't miss her. And then I was like, but I overheard it. I wasn't supposed to hear it, and I was like, does he miss me? Probably not. Probably not. He probably hates my guts. But because I sent him a very, very strongly worded text message after we broke up. But that was his own fault. And I've told this story. I fucking told this story on like the third episode, I think. So y'all bitches fucking already know. But I had a dream about him and it made me sad. It made me sad. It made me really sad. So we're gonna take our caller for the day, okay? You guys ready? Vanilla's Villa, how can I help you?
Hi, Vanilla. Love, love, love everything that you do. So, I'm calling today because I was wondering if you had any advice or tips on how to get over a breakup. Could really use some advice on that from you. Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Perfect, perfect. Just exactly what we needed. Because this is just totally on brand for today. Um, this is the cheating breakup episode. This is a potential breakup song. It is a winter. Allie and AJ, you ever heard of them? Or no, am I too old? Anyway, advice to get over a breakup. Wow. Honestly, it really depends because breakups can end so many different ways, and honestly, it all really in my opinion, it all depends on how the breakup ended and how the relationship ended, because if I get like cheated on and then I find out and then I'm like, you're like sad but you're also like, fucking, now I'm gonna show my ass a little bit, show my ass literally and figuratively, like, you know what I mean, like I'm gonna like go out and like, have a good time, and so you kind of get over it by like going out of your comfort zone and like hanging out with people and keeping yourself busy. But then there's also going to be the fucking times where you're like obviously still sad about it and stuff. But I feel like that kind of breakup is like weirdly empowering in a weird way where you're just like, fuck it, I could be single and nah. But then there's some breakups like my not my most recent one, but the one before that, where I broke up with him because I decided that I just like was not like romantically there anymore. Even though he was like the best guy ever, I just was like not like I don't know. It just was not it for me anymore. And that fucking sucked. That sucked so fucking bad, dude. Oh my god. Because I'm like, damn, at least if I get cheated on, like I get a little hotter. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, at least if I get cheated on, I'm like, all right, let me lose some weight or fucking let's go get some filler or let's go get a new tattoo or something where I'm like, now I'm like getting hotter in the end. But wait, dude, in that situation, it was so fucking rough because I'm like, damn, I'm the villain. Like, I'm the bad one here because he did not deserve that at all. And I still fucking lose sleep over at night over that shit because I feel so fucking bad. And he's such a good guy. Man, I really still do feel so bad about that. And sometimes I feel like I should hit him up, but I'm like, I just think that's such a bad idea. Because I actually did have a conversation with him like not too long ago because he blocked me on Instagram. And he made the beautiful jingle that you guys hear at the beginning and the end of each episode. He made that for me for free. And I said I was going to pay. He's like, no, please, you do not pay me. And this was like after everything was said and done. Because he does music. And I was like, hey, would you mind doing this? Like, I would love to have someone like that, you know, I would love to support someone that like I know instead of just like having some random person make this for me. And he was like, "Of course." And like it was perfect. It's so perfect. It's everything that I wanted it to be. It's so cute, the little jingle. Um and then like maybe a month after that happened, he blocked me and I'm like, "Why?" And so I texted him like, "Hey, is everything okay? Like did I do something?" And he was just like, "I just like, I just couldn't see your stuff anymore and a friend of mine told me that you had a new partner and I just couldn't see that and it's nothing against you. It's just like I am very much still in love with you and I can't see that." I was like, "Fuck, man. Now I'm going to jump off a fucking cliff." So, this is not really giving I'm not giving good advice at all right now to this person who called. I'm so sorry. But I feel like the best thing you could do for a breakup regardless in how it ends is just to like keep yourself busy, but not so busy that you don't have time to sit with your thoughts because I feel like a lot of times when people are like going through things or like breakups especially, they want to keep themselves so busy that they don't even have time to like sit down and fucking think for a second. And it's like from the second you wake up to the moment you go to bed, you're just doing shit. You're just trying to like do shit to like distract yourself, but I don't think that's good either. I think it should be like a healthy balance between like doing stuff with your friends or like going to do things that you wanted to do or whatever the fuck it is. And then also like having the time to like be alone with your thoughts and just fucking feel whatever you need to feel. And if you want to talk to people about it, great. Um, and yeah, I do think that you should process stuff because I feel like what happens is a lot of people will keep themselves so busy that they don't even give themselves the time to process and that they just go in and then sometimes you jump into a new relationship and it's like, damn bitch, you haven't even processed the last one. Like you don't even know where you're at right now with this shit. And that's why like I see people who kind of like jump from like relationship to relationship sometimes and I'm like, yikes, someone doesn't like to be alone, someone's scared of their own thoughts. Huh, interesting. And that is like my biggest flex is that I love being by myself. Like my demons don't keep me up at night, babe. I'm like not to brag or anything, but like me and my brain, we're like this. Except with the anxiety and the panic attacks, we are very much disconnected with that. We cannot agree with that. But everything else, I mean, I'm all good. Um, and that's why I'm a super big advocate for like mental health and stuff. And like when my best friend she got out of a really bad relationship, I was like advocating for her to get therapy, to go to a therapist, and just fucking to get an unbiased opinion from someone. Um, and even if therapy isn't for you, just like do like we went to like community women's circles and like just stuff that were like you could just be around the presence of fucking people, man. Just sometimes you just need to sometimes you just need a hug, man. That's it. Sometimes you need a fucking hug. And yeah, I just think keep yourself busy, but not too busy. That's kind of my advice. Um, but yeah, I think I've been rambling on for about an hour. Again, I don't fucking time myself, so couldn't tell ya. I think it's about an hour. Um, and I'm sorry if this episode was a little bit of a ramble and just kind of like talking about past like past experiences and stuff. I know I like to kind of like, tell a few stories and then like talk about maybe like current things that are going on and yeah, that's this week's episode. So hopefully again this fucking mic, I don't really know how I feel about this mic. I don't even know if this shit sounds good or not. This is the new mic, but I haven't been really rocking with it if I'm being fucking honest with you. So um but next week's episode, you guys are in for a fucking treat. I'm just going to say that right now that you guys are in for a very, very, very special surprise for next week's Christmas episode. Um, but yeah, actually, now that I think about it, the next episode is going to be out after Christmas. So if you're listening to this now, Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Chinese New Year is after New Year's, right? Yeah. Just naming holidays like Happy Yom Kippur, Happy, um, happy fucking everything, happy holidays, okay? And look, my daughter sat with me the whole episode. Isn't that sweet? If you're watching on video, Chai is here. Um, all right, let me shut the fuck up. Let me wrap it up. Damn, just shut up, bitch. Like, end. Just learn when to end the episode, okay? Just learn when to fucking shut up. Okay, thank you guys for staying with me this week. Your room's ready. Sorry that took so long. Sorry you had to listen to my problems, but your room's ready now, okay? Hope to see you next week. Love ya!